conversations right up until the end of this month because Kaloku inyanga yo mama and we need to recognize women. So today I have another wonderful woman in studio. Her name is Adele Richardson. She is the owner of AR Training and Business and other things that she's going to be mentioning herself. Adele, let me greet you and welcome you to the show. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Good afternoon, Thandi. Thank you. And good afternoon to all the listeners as well.
Awesome. Today we're talking on the theme, Women, Businesses for You, and we're looking at your own perspective. I think I'm going to start by giving you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself and the businesses that you do.
Thanks, Thandi. I do run a business. I do have an office in Queenstown called AR Training and Business, where we focus on training mainly in companies, in the corporate environment, and then also business consulting like organizational development. So basically that is sorting out the problems that a company has. Then they bring us in and we assist them in sorting out their problems. So it might be something from a sales revenue perspective or something from an HR perspective. But normally we would work at the company for a long period of time, like 6 months, have a contract with them, have a retainer with them, and then assist them. And that often leads to then training and that kind of thing. Like for example, one of the major demands at the moment is substance abuse training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where companies have got to,
Manage.
they've got to have a policy for substance abuse, but we can't have the policy if we haven't informed the employees,
Okay.
So I've actually written a course on substance abuse, and we also have it for schools, because substance abuse is a big thing for schools as well. And so that's what I do. And I also have a small business where we do hiring and sales of graduation attire, which I think that there's a need for that in Queenstown.
Yes,
although
we don't have it.
We focus on a large East London market as well. So we do that. But the training and business is my main focus.
Is your main focus. So the other ones are just plugins and additionals because we cannot live only on one income stream. Hey? All right. Now, Adele, it is Women's Month. Happy Women's Month.
Thank you. Same to you.
I was actually supposed to start with that, but Happy Women's Month. And what does this month mean to you? What do you think is special to you about this time? What does this time make you feel, think of, and basically what does it mean? Yeah.
I think that as a woman, we need to appreciate those women around us. We also, as women, need to remember that we are, at the same time as being out there, being businesswomen, we are also gentle souls,
Okay.
And I'm going to be talking on the 31st of August at a Women's Day event in Maltino, where the title of that event or title of my keynote will be Dance with Life.
Okay.
And so it's just as women, we need to dance with life. We need to remember that we need to be gentle on ourselves. Okay. Even though as women in the business world, we sometimes need to be hard.
Bossy.
We need to show our hard side.
Yes.
And, I think that we need to appreciate women who've gone before us, who've laid paths for us as to where we are today, no matter what culture you're from. But in your life, there has been someone who has taught you what you know, someone who's taught you to behave in a certain way, and someone who's taught you things, maybe about business, maybe it's about baking, maybe it's about anything, but somebody was there before you. Yeah. And I think that we need to just spend a moment and appreciate women throughout the world who've done amazing things.
True. Interesting.
Before us.
Yeah, I think I've never thought of that perspective actually, of just looking back in the fact that there's another woman who was there before I existed.
Like your mother, your grandmothers,
whoever. That is important. And I've never actually taken the time. I think that's a really powerful perspective. I think also in terms of being grateful, like for gratitude.
Absolutely.
I think it is a wonderful perspective that you're bringing. And on that, I want to ask you then, who inspires you? Do you have women, 1, 2, 3 that you could mention that actually inspire you, influence you? Whenever you're sad, maybe you think about them.
I've got quite a few. So the first one I'm going to mention is Mamkhetu Pakeng, who is the ex-vice chancellor of the UCT.
Okay.
And she's an amazing woman. I'll follow her on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And one of the things that she did that really inspires me is that she would go to the varsity where the students were studying late at night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and she would walk around those study halls and give chocolates to those students.
Really?
And she wouldn't even like have a big entourage with her, no security and things. She'd go on her own and just walk up to the student where they're studying quietly at their desk and give them a chocolate or give them a note to say, well done, or carry on, keep going, things like that. So,
that's so inspirational.
That's something that doesn't cost a lot of money, but the gesture will go.
And the impact, yes.
Yes, and that person will remember for the rest of their lives,
Wow, that's lovely.
The other person that I look up to is my mom.
Okay.
My mom's a really strong woman, and I would never be where I am today if it wasn't for her.
No.
Having laid a path, and I think that women in our past, maybe our grandmothers and that kind of thing, in those days there was no social media, so they were doing amazing things out there, but not telling the world about it. So I think that we need to almost go back to a place of like, secrecy is my superpower, or privacy is my superpower. In certain ways. I do see a need to get out there and be out with the old and in with the bold, which is my mantra for 2024.
Yes.
But
there are certain parts that you want to hold dear to you. Yeah.
But I look up to you as well, Thandi. I watch your YouTube. I watch all your socials, and you're doing amazing. And it's just so wonderful to see people that are younger than what I am doing things,
pushing out there.
And it's just so exciting to watch. I get so excited when I see women who are making differences in our communities.
Yeah, wonderful. I think I'm truly grateful that you threw that one in there. That means I've got a bit of pressure in a way to say that there are people who are looking, so I can't just I have to still be myself, but there are people looking. I think it's always grounding to always know that there's someone who's looking at what you're doing, and I think it also motivates you to continue at the same time. Now, I want to ask something that's a bit deep as well, in terms of the purpose of women being on earth and their contribution and the awareness of the power that we have. What do you think we're here for? I know that's a bit deep and a bit hard, but I want to ask it. What do you think that the woman, was created to do here on earth, and their contribution really?
I think that women are there to balance the world as well. It's not only a man's world. we can be tough as well to balance the world, but also to teach people that there's more than one way to do something. A man is not always right, and that even though as women we are sometimes looked down upon in certain societies, that we can be equally as strong and equally achieve things that we could put our minds to. And I think that for women, to be mentally strong, and I know we were going to focus on that sub-question as well, to be mentally strong is an amazing gift. And I think that it's something that, if I can teach my children that, then I would have perhaps achieved something as a mom.
Wow.
But I think that we are here to give back to society. Women have got such an important place in our communities, and things we know and things that we still to learn.
Yeah, interesting. And I think on the notion of the mentality, I wanted to first, before we get there, also touch on the importance of, as a woman, you're so busy, hey.
Absolutely.
I'll give you a chance to just give us how, if you can, touch on elements of your business schedule, how busy you get. But the importance of in your business as a woman, in your busyness, not business, busyness, being able to take time out for yourself, taking care of yourself, looking in and feeding in. Talk to us about that perspective.
I think it's very important to take time out. I think it makes you a better person to have time out.
Yeah.
And when I mean time out, I mean doing the things that you want to do.
Sure.
That's self-care. Self-care is extremely important, and it's not selfish at all, I don't think. Somebody who's listening may differ.
It's not. It's not.
But it's so important for me to care for myself, to care for people I work with, to care for my business, to care for my family. I need to care for myself first.
Exactly.
And so self-care is very important.
It is.
And I'm fortunate to have a husband who who doesn't limit my time of self-care. So for me, self-care would be being in the outdoors normally, and just doing something that I enjoy.
Wonderful. And nature is a really, really good one. I think when I was younger, I never used to think it's true. I would be like, so you want to go and watch mountains, you want to walk, like what's the deal with it, until I grew older. Now when I take time out, just maybe going on holiday or whatever, I want that nature experience, because there is something that you cannot explain that you literally get out of it. The outdoors space, it's really wonderful. And when you look at, there's another big dynamic that we living in a world that life is tough. Let me put it like that. Life is not easy. And as a result, you'll find that as women, we face so many problems and challenges and things that we just, even if you're not a woman, just lifing. I want you to talk to us about the importance of the I think you've started to touch on it, taking care of your mind, your mental health, dealing with issues that are happening right here between your ears, what are some of the things that one can be able to do to take care of their mental health? And, being able to, I think it links in with taking time out, but managing the space in your head to ensure that, it does not become gloomy,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that mental strength is just as important as physical strength. So it's important as running and exercising my body. I need to exercise my mind.
Exactly.
And I really like that you asked this question, because it's like I'm going to touch quite a lot on this on my talk I'm going to give in
Maltino.
Yeah, in Maltino.
Oh, wow.
And I think that mental strength is important, because we need to learn not to overthink things.
Okay.
We need to learn that it's okay to take self-care. It's okay to take time out. We need to learn not to be so worried about other people's opinions of us.
Okay, sure.
We need to we need to look ahead. We need to sometimes step out there and be bold and do things that, sometimes the world is very judgmental. So sometimes people will be thinking, oh, my word, look at what she's wearing, or look at what she's doing. I would never do that. Or, things like that. And I think we need to not worry about...
externally.
Yes,
too much.
yeah. I think it was Winston Churchill who said you won't get anywhere if you throw a stone at every barking dog. Just get on with what your goal is. And every woman, I think, knows what they would like to achieve in life. Life is short, and we need to be I call it full. We need to be grateful. We need to be successful. We need to be thankful, and appreciate that we can grow our mentality, our mental strength, by doing things that make us stronger. And I think it's also important to mix with like-minded women.
Okay, that's another one.
Extremely, mix with like-minded women where we lift each other up and we don't put each other down.
True. Powerful. Really, really powerful. I think living from that full space is so much important. I think it also gives you strength to, even if you get knocked down, to always get up, because you want to achieve your full. You want to get to your full and experience it in its fullness. I think that is really, really important. Ideas on self-care. I think, what, Ne? The reason why I'm asking this one question is because sometimes when you're talking about self-care, people will be like, okay, what do I need to do? And it's because of sometimes as women, we have not been trained to take care of ourselves. It's always taking care of our husband, taking care of our children, taking care of our mom, taking care of our family, it's everyone else, taking care of people in the workplace, until you are kind of disconnected to how to take care of yourself. It's like awkward. It's freakish. It's like, I don't know, unnatural in a way. Whereas that's not correct. So I'm going to keep asking all of my guests this question, because I need those ideas. I feel like as we're having this conversation, those women who feel stuck and don't know what to do for themselves, just one or two or three things that will really contribute towards starting that journey of self-care.
Yeah. What happened to me a couple of years ago is I went through a very bad time. There were a couple of things that happened that were not easy for me. And so those who are close to me will know what I'm talking about when I refer to this. It was extremely, extremely difficult time in my life, probably about 18 months.
Wow.
And I think that one day somebody, call it your upper being, whatever, I got this voice.
Okay.
And the words I heard were, you're not doing the things you enjoy anymore. you're not doing the things that you enjoy anymore. So I sat down and I made a list of what did I enjoy doing. So whether it's hobbies or people that I like to mix with, and things like that. So for example, my hobbies are cycling, gardening, running, walking, sewing, things like that, where I can be creative and just let my mind go. And sort of like, it's important to be in the now. So when I'm in the now, say for example, I'm sewing your shirt, I need to worry about what I'm doing right now.
I'm not
worrying about the past. I'm not worrying about the future. I'm worrying about now.
Right now.
And so once I started caring for myself in terms of doing the things that I enjoyed, I came out of that rut.
Wow.
And so I think, and I tell that to many people, and it's something so simple, that we need to do the things that we enjoy, and we need to make time for the things that we enjoy, because as you say, we are so busy. Worrying and caring for others around us, that it's important to care for yourself as well, and fill your buckets of intellectual space, fill your buckets of love, fill your buckets of hobbies and things that you enjoy doing. I can't, I will be fighting women's lib for the rest of my life, because I believe that women are strong beings, and women should do what they enjoy as well.
Yeah. Powerful. I think that would be a wonderful departure point, just to ask yourself that we're going to steal it. I know it was given to you special from somewhere, but we're going to steal it, because I think when you are in that space where you're asking yourself the questions, what do I do to take care of myself? Just that simple question of what do you like, what do you enjoy doing, making that list, and then putting a little bit of time. Obviously it will start gradually, if it's foreign, it will start gradually, and you go back to those things. I think at least for you it was not anymore, which is you had done it before. For some women it's like you've never even taken the journey to notice what you enjoy. You've never even taken the time out to notice what you like. So I think it would be really great just to ask yourself, what do you like, what do you enjoy doing?
And also I think we need to just reiterate the message to the women out there that are listening, that it doesn't have to be something that's expensive. It doesn't have to be something that takes a lot of time. Like maybe you're going to paint your nails, or maybe you're going to make it a goal today to walk 500 meters, and you're going to come back. And so whether it took you 5 minutes or whether it took you an hour to walk those 500 meters, you did something for yourself.
Yes.
And you build on that.
Yeah. I think for me it's the mornings. I used to think it's expensive to wake up really early, until I realized that I'm waking up for me, to give to myself, because by the time 7 o'clock hits, I'm giving to everyone else already. I'm giving. So I was like, okay, you know what? Because of the timing issue, for me it was like, if I do it early in the morning, have a cup of tea, pray, read a book, have affirmations. That's my special time. No
Absolutely.
child, no husband, no mother, no colleague, no nothing. And I think you become your most productive if you do take those little times to take care of yourself.
And it's only 5 minutes, maybe.
Sometimes, it doesn't have to be a long time.
Change your day.
It is transformational, Adele. It is truly transformational. Now let's talk about the area where women feel self-doubt and fear. I don't know if, it literally just comes from the pit of hell, because I don't know where to say it comes from. Where, as a woman, you'll feel that you get into a space, a business space, or any, kind of space that you maybe your heart is drawn into, you've an interest in. But then when you get there, you feel fear creeping in, low self-esteem, confidence issues, where you're thinking, am I really good enough to be here? Will I be able to do what I'm expected to do? How do you get those times? How do you manage them? And, what advice would you give to a woman listening right now around that concept?
I think also we could mention self-doubt, because you doubt yourself and you doubt your abilities.
Yeah.
And so I think that, if I could give some advice to someone out there, is that I think we all have self-doubt in various aspects of our lives. And I think it's when we tend to do things that we are not good at, like I'm not good at baking. I have self-doubt around baking, whereas someone else might be very confident in that area. And I think it's when self-doubt creeps in, that's when our mind needs to be the strongest.
Okay.
And so statistically, can this fail? Statistically, can this happen? no, it can't because of such and such reason, you know. And so I think that self-doubt is something that we need to kill.
No, yeah, definitely. We need to literally stand on, because I think maybe it could be a natural process that you become afraid, you know. Naturally, we become afraid of things that maybe sometimes, even if, you know, it doesn't matter. Even with speaking, like even when I'm going to come here, I do have that fear that I'm going to be speaking to a lot of people, but I'm able to control it,
Yes.
and I'm able to do it even though I'm afraid, you know.
Yes.
And over time, it gets a little bit better, but it's still always there, you know. But I think the important thing is exactly what you're saying, just killing it, you know.
Yes,
It might be there,
yes.
but just kill it and proceed with whatever that you want to do.
Because in the same time, you're pushing your boundaries, and you don't know what you're capable of if you don't push your boundaries.
Sure, getting out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Adele, before we wrap things up, I want you to give a word of encouragement, because I'm looking at the time and it's really, really being jealous of us right now. But I want to give you an opportunity to encourage women out there, women in business, women in general. You know, what words of encouragement would you give to them? Those that are thinking of giving up on life, giving up on their dreams, giving up on their aspirations, giving up on their businesses. What words of encouragement would you give a woman out there?
I would just encourage women to not give up in any way. I know life can be very tough. Life can throw us upside down, but we can't give up. You know, sometimes we need to just slow down, take a step backwards, reassess, but we can't give up in anything.
Yeah.
And you know, don't be fooled. I'm certainly not going to sit and say life is easy, because life is not easy.
It's not.
And but I think we need to, at the same time, be encouraged and encourage other women around us not to give up as well.
I think that's powerful. And a book that you might be able to recommend to us, that you've read, that changed your life, any book that you like, that, you know, I think it's important for us to read. I do believe in reading a lot, even though, you know, now we're on our phones, even if it's on your phone, you know, just read something. So what book have you ever read that you felt is powerful, or that you'd like to recommend to us?
I have read quite a lot of books, and the one of my favorites, and it's very tatty right now because I've read it quite a lot, is called How to Have What You Want and Want What You Have.
How to have what you want
and want what you have.
Okay.
And I read a lot of books from the Play Store, from Google Play Store.
Okay.
There are some free books as well. So
Yes,
if anyone,
definitely.
you don't always have to buy a book. You can get some free books from there. But I kind of enjoy reading biographies and autobiographies, because those are real stories.
Yes.
And so I read, like, for example, Nelson Mandela's books. I read stacks and stacks and stacks.
A lot of books.
But and the other one which really made an impact was Helen Zille's book as well.
I haven't read it.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. How someone can start from a humble background and
build.
I don't follow as a politician, and I know this is not a political talk at all, but I don't follow as a politician, but I read
the
her
life
book.
Story.
The life story.
Yeah.
It really was very inspiring.
Wow. All right. And if people want to contact you to make use of your businesses, whether they want to be hiring outfits for graduations, or they want to do business consulting for assistance within their systems, their sales, their marketing strategies, with AR training and business, how do we get hold of you?
I can give you my cell phone number, and that's based on WhatsApp.
Yes.
082
Yes.
566 5375.
All right.
Yeah, based on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp
On
message.
socials, where do we find you?
I've got a Facebook page, AR Training and Business. And so I'm also on LinkedIn as well.
Okay. LinkedIn as Adele Richardson.
Yes.
All right. My dear, thank you so much for coming through and having this conversation with us women. We feel empowered.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, Mpulopolo of Ghana Community Radio. That was an interesting conversation with Adele Richardson. She's got a couple of businesses that she's running, but the main focus is AR training and business. And if you want to engage with her there, if you need business consulting and assistance within your enterprise, you can find her on 082 566 5375. And she has a Facebook page, AR Training and Business, and she's also on LinkedIn as Adele Richardson. Right now, we're going to take a song, and when we come back, we're also going to be touching on some of the things that she said and looking at your business update segment. Do not go anywhere.